peace,
and love.
Okay, so it's been a while since we made any videos because life tried to come and hit us like Rocky Balboa getting hit. But it doesn't matter because we're stepping. Now, this video is going to be just a quick overview of what the United States of America Republic is. Before we begin, I'm Timothy Brown L., and I'm the Secretary of State of Providence, Virginia, and this is my wife,
Jasmine Brown L., and I'm a Moorish American national
Citizen
of the United States of America Republic.
You heard that right, a national
citizen.
Okay, not a sovereign citizen. So, with that being said, the United States of America Republic is a ancient government that went dormant and was reestablished in 2015 by our President Christopher Cannon Bay. Now, the importance of this government is it's at a magnitude that can't even be explained quickly in one video. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna make sure that this is understood. So-called blacks and African Americans, there is a mystery that has shrouded your identity. And the word black and African American is that shroud over your identity. So let's remove that. Who you really are is an indigenous person to this continent. Now, when I say the word indigenous, it's important that you understand that what I'm talking about is what we would call Indians. Now, a Indian is not the same thing as a Native American. Okay? Technically speaking, a Native American is anybody who's born on this continent. Now, an indigenous person is somebody who stems from the original people of this continent. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, well, I'm mixed with American Indian. I'm mixed with Native American. These words are not interchangeable. Native American and American Indian is not interchangeable. Okay? The Native Americans, legally speaking, like the people who live in the reservation, the reason why they are still under federal law, the reason why they don't have their own national government, why they cannot be nationals, is because they're not indigenous, meaning that they do not belong to the original people of this continent. They crossed the Bering Strait at some point, meaning that they came from Siberia or something like that. They weren't the original people that you find in these ancient artifacts that we call Olmec heads that created the mounds that we found all throughout America, north and south. Okay, so they weren't the ones that did that. They were nomadic people who traveled here and were like living in teepees. So they were here with us in the 1600s, but they were not the indigenous people. The indigenous people, the Indians, another word for Indian that's interchangeable with the word Indian, is more. Okay, so when I say that we're Moorish Americans, that's not synonymous with sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen is somebody who is against the government. A sovereign citizen is a refugee, essentially. If an African American is a sovereign citizen, claiming to be a Moorish American, that's a conundrum. Because Moorish American is a nationality, and nationality is only conferred through a country, through a state. So in order to have a nationality, you must belong to a government. that conferred that nationality onto you. So a sovereign citizen is a refugee, but an African American claiming to be a Moorish American sovereign citizen, that person is stateless. Okay? So everybody who is an African American who belongs to the United States is also stateless because your government has been reestablished. If you remain a United States citizen, the most that you could ever be is a 13th or 14th Amendment citizen, meaning you're somebody who doesn't have a nationality. So, come on, guys, let's band together and give them something. They got to have some sort of rights because they can't think for themselves. That's what that means. So, until you confer your nationality with your state, because you live on your birth continent. You live on the continent of your ancestors. So, you cannot be a citizen in their government. Period. You got to repatriate with your nation in order for you to have a nationality. So,
and just to be clear real quick, excuse me, we are non-citizen nationals of the United States, just so you know. Non-citizen nationals. But we are national citizens of the United States of America Republic.
Which is the national government.
Which is the national government, and the United States is the federal.
Is the federal government, which underneath its chain of command has the state, has the I guess county, then city, then municipal. Mm-hmm. So the national is outside of that jurisdiction altogether because we are the indigenous people of this continent, and we have a legislative branch, an executive branch, a judicial branch. We have our own constitution. We're soon to have our court set up.
We have our own flag,
which is 10,000 years old.
10,000 years old, the oldest in the world.
Again, pointing to your rich history that the county schools that taught you about your history completely neglected and attempted to erase. And you just sat there and took it on the chin like, oh, all the black people here come from African slaves that were brought here on slave ships in the 1600s. If you think that, that's cool, but it's not even logical. All right, most of you know that you're Indians anyway. You just think that you're part Native American, which I already cleared that up at the beginning. No, okay. So with that being said, if you still choose to be ruled by foreigners in your own land because you feel more confident with them ruling over you and you're waiting on them to agree with what this guy just said, you're going to be waiting until the end of time or until the end of their corporation. Because they're not going to ever tell you what I just told you. They make their bank, they make their buck, they make their living off of you not knowing who you are. They need to keep going in your refrigerator. They can only do that if you know that, they can only do that if you don't know that this is your house. Period. They got you thinking it is their house. Alright? Now, I can't help you if you don't want to join your government. But what I can do is read these 101s, 102s, and 103s and give you a richer understanding of what this government is and who you are and how everybody is supposed to play their role. So tune in for that. Go to my YouTube channel, go to my playlist, and look for USAR 101s, 102s, 103s, and go ahead and get as much information thrown at you and fed to you as possible. With that being said, is there anything else you need to say?
Join your government. Duh.
Join your government.
That's about it. Like,
it's this website right here. Go here and you can find out how to repatriate. With that being said, may the love be with you. Islam.